Hi guys, Bomber here. Welcome back to the channel, and in this new video I'll be showing you another deck to farm Grandmaster difficulty into single player mode. Today will be an Endazu deck with the hero Calipeth, and it's a deck which I like to call the CALI urn. So, as the name suggests, with this deck it's a deck based on the card Engraved urn, which reads 4 rally dice, gain +1 charge, feed magic to turn all the charges into magic. And so we try to kill and also get killed a bunch of allies from our opponent, and so for that reason, to get the Engraved urn to be a bigger one, and so that we can convert that urn into a bunch of magic. And so for that reason we run a copy of Grave Contract to get a bunch of allies early on in the early stages of the match. And also we run a copy of Underworld Barge as a mid-game / late-game solution to be more threatening as the game passes on. And so when it dies, it will come back as 2 Gilded Warrior. And it's not a big deal, but it's still very nice as a standalone card. But also we have Empowering Seal to synergize with the Underworld Barge, and so that if we have 4 magic available, we can convert all the charges of our Empowering Seal into double the charges for our Underworld Barge, and so we will pump up the Underworld Barge to be at 10 charges, so that 10 charges will come back as 10 Gilded Warriors, and so that move will lead us very fast into a winning position, at least for our board state. And if somehow our opponent manages to clear up our board, we can still recover from that situation thanks to the Engraved urn, so that all those allies converts into magic, and so the pressure has not been dealt with completely. Because if we manage to get a magic, we can activate the urn and get a bunch of magic. Even more if we have more copies than Engraved urn into the play, so that each ally converts into more than 1 magic. And also to get a much faster deck, we run a copy of Behold Whale, which is a very nice activator for the Grave Contract, the Empowering Seal and the Engraved urn, because we need at least 1 magic to get and also the Scroll of Petals, which is crucial. And so we need at least 1 magic to start the chain going, and so that's a very good activator. Also, if we already have a magic available to get all the chain going, it's just a good card to buy on the first turn and keep it in our hand, so that every time it's like each turn it passes is 1 attack we can do more thanks to Behold the Veil while keeping it in our hand. So it's a damage output which grows bigger as the game goes on. And also we run a Scroll of Petals, 2 copies, because it's a very nice card to have in Calipeth, and it's our main economy / magic generator into the deck. Also we run a copy of Bishmog, which is nice to kill the Underworld Barge, and so that we can activate it. And also it's very good as a first turn ally to play, and even buff it up completely. It's a very dangerous move because it really much lowers our health output, but it's a very threatening and fast move, so it's a high risk, high reward move, and if not, it's a very good combo with the Underworld Barge. And also a copy of Banishing Gust, because it's a very good card as a standalone, but it also synergizes with the Underworld Barge, so that if our opponent is a passive deck build and it does not kill our Underworld Barge, we can kill it with the Banishing Gust or the Bishmog, as said before. So, in our first match we're up against a Barbarous, and so as said, the first card to search for is the Engraved urn, obviously, because every time we purchase it from our bank, we have more chances to get another one from our bank, and trust me, there is no such amount as too much Engraved urn on play. So we'll start by playing the Engraved urn, and the next card we'll buy is actually a Behold the Veil, because as I said, it's a very good card to get on the first turn, because we can always keep it in our hand to just keep the pressure going every turn, or it's just a good activator for all the cards in our deck. And also because I didn't want the Herd of Rats to steal, actually make me lose 1 resources. And so we go ahead and play, since we draw a card, we do not need to play the Behold the Veil, and so we go ahead and grab another Engraved urn and pass the turn. And so right now we'll go ahead and play our first Underworld Barge and put it on play. And hopefully our opponent will kill it for us, and so it doesn't. You actually see that it's only turn 3 and already the Engraved Urns are pumped up to 6 and 5, and so we actually have 10 or so magic to put in our opponent's face. That's a very fast deck. And so right now we go ahead and play a Scroll of Petals and just let it be, because it's a better play than playing the Behold the Veil from our hand and lose one magic we would have gained if we kept in our hand. And so we'll go ahead and play our hand, and also the Behold the Veil, as right now we can buy another Skull of Petals and put it on play, and also kill the Herd of Rats and the Orphan Gang, because we have already the magic generation onto the board, and so we do not need to keep our magic really tightly, because we need the activator for the Engraved Urn, and also because every time we kill one of his allies, it's 2 magic for us, and so every time we kill something with 1 health, it's +1 magic. Look at it like it is like that. So we'll pass the turn, and also he'll replay the 1 health allies, and so we can keep on killing it. And but we do not need to do so, because I think it's lethal, and if I actually did not miscount, we should be safe. And so yeah, GG. So in our second match we are up against Greta, and the first thing to do, as I said, is always to try and grab a Behold the Veil or the Engraved Urn. And we'll go ahead and pass. We luckily restocked the Engraved Urn, and so we'll go ahead and put 1 on play, and we'll still pass. So right now we also restocked the Scroll of Petals, which is very nice into the early stages of the match, because we can get our stream of magic started. And we will not activate it thanks to the Behold the Veil, but let it be, as it's only in the earliest stages of the match, and so we can wait to actually let it expire by itself. And so by doing so we'll gain 1 more magic, because we do not need 1 to activate the Scroll of Petals. But right now we'll go ahead and play the Behold the Veil, so that we can put the Underworld Barge into play and pass the turn, so that it will feed a little bit the Engraved Urn. And also we can try and synergize it with the Empowering Seal, as the turns when we'll redraw the Underworld Barge from our deck. And so we go ahead and grab a Behold the Veil from our bank and pass the turn. We actually need to be very careful, because he has a Barrel Bomb into play, and so it's like a timer for our health. And we'll go ahead and play another Engraved Urn. As I said, it's a very good card if there are more of 1 into play. And we'll also play, kill the Assassins, 2 of them, because it's a very oppressive and aggressive move for our opponent. So we're actually pretty close to die, and so we'll go ahead and play the Underworld Barge, and we can't pump it up with the Empowering Seal, and so we'll wait for that and grab the Behold the Veil to actually get more magic to then convert it into charges thanks to the Empowering Seal. But unfortunately our Underworld Barge died, and so but it's still fine. And so we'll go ahead and play 1 Grave Contract, play the Behold the Veil, and convert 1 of our Engraved Urn, the one with the most charges, because it will cap up faster than the one which hasn't, and so it's better to pull out the one with the most charges, if not in any particular situations, because the other one has more chances to not waste any charge because it's maxed out. And so we go ahead and play our Engraved Urn and kill the Assassins, and also put a lot of Gilded Warriors into play, Conjured Warriors, sorry. And so right now we do not have a good trade for 1 magic per assassin, because we only have 1 Engraved Urn, but right now by killing this assassin we will go equal, and so we'll do that. If the Greta does not intercept the attacks, and so we'll pass. as the Conjured Warrior will finish up the work. So right now we finally have the combo, which is play the Engraved Urn, by the way, and play the Behold Veil to activate the Engraved Urn, to play the Empowering Seal, and pump it up our Underworld Barge. Also, get the Banishing Gust to actually kill it off by ourselves if our opponent does not hit for us, and also grab another one Engraved Urn just to be a bit overkill. So we'll just wait another turn for to sack our Underworld Barge, if we do not win faster than that. And so we'll Banishing Gust our own Underworld Barge so that we can generate 10 Conjured Warrior and put a lot of pressure into our opponent. And also right now you see that the Bishmog will be very nice because every allies will be killed, will be converted into magic thanks to the Engraved Urn, and also we would gain a bunch of magic thanks to Bishmog himself. And so right now will be a very good card. But we do not need him, because we actually have Lethal, and so we'll play the Scroll of Petals, activate our Engraved Urn, and so that's GG. So, in our third and final match, we are up against a Calipeth, so a mirror match. And as said, the strategy is pretty simple with this deck. Just grab as many Engraved Urn as possible, and just wait to things to die and then convert all of the things into magic. And so we were actually pretty lucky to be restocking another one, and so we'll go ahead and grab also that. So right now we'll try to get a draw to play the Scroll of Petals, but we do not, and so we'll go ahead and play the Bishmog, as our opponent has grown up a pretty big Song of Spring, and so we'll want a bunch of magic to deal with it, and so we'll pump it up all the way up. We'll lose 6 health, but that's fine, because we'll also gain 3 magic the next turn. Also, we'll also be damaged by the 3 attacks for the Bishmog, but we do not care that much. So we'll play the Scroll of Petals to gain a bit more of magic and put another Engraved Urn into play. So right now we are very threatening, because 3 Engraved Urn are very threatening for our opponent, since all of our allies or killed will be 3 magic every time. And so right now we'll play the Grave Contract and put a bunch of Conjured Warrior into play, so that we can convert them into magic thanks to the Engraved Urn, or our opponent has to kill them. Or if not, the Conjured Warrior will still attack and clear a bit of things onto the board. And so right now I will not care to count, but I think we are pretty close to lethal. If not, we are still already into lethal range. And so we'll first of all kill the allies of our opponent, because every time we use 1 magic, we would gain 2 per flower killed, because we only spend 1 magic, but we will gain 3 for the Engraved Urns, as they gain 1 charges for each of them. And so I first kill the allies, and then just keep 1 magic to activate all of them and convert all of them into magic and actually win the game. That's a very good strategy for order. First of all, kill all the allies you can, while you gain a magic from that exchange, and also only leave 1 magic behind to actually activate the Engraved Urn, and don't forget about it. So that's GG. And also the level up, by the way. So, first of all, I want to say a huge thanks to Antonio R39, which helped me to build up this deck for Calipeth, so thank you. And as you've seen, this deck is very fast and can translate very good into the early stage to be the aggressor with Bishmog, Grave Contract, and the crazy stuff with the Engraved Urn, and also the Scroll of Petals. It's a very fast deck, but also has some nice synergies like Underworld Barge and Empowering Seal, and actually ways to activate the Underworld Barge if ignored, like Bishmog and Banishing Gust. And that's a very good combo to translate very well into the mid-game or the late game. So it's a very fast deck, which also has a mid-game solution / tempo solution. and so for that reason it's a very good deck to farm Grandmaster with. So that's it for this video, hope you liked it and find it useful. Be sure to leave down below a comment to let me know what you want to see in the next videos, and see ya!